What's going on, everybody? Nick Wright here today. Today we're going to talk about why you need a buyer's agent to represent you when buying a house. Why not just go to the listing agent? What's the value? Let's get into it. And as always, I would definitely appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll get you more videos just like this. So let's talk about it. So why do you actually need a buyer's agent? This question comes up often when buyers are out there and they're saying, well, why can't I just go to the listing agent and just work with them directly? Which you totally can. But in a market like this that is definitely a seller's market, it's even more critical that you have your own representation, that you have your own buyer's agent. So let's talk about some of the reasons why I feel that you really need to have a good, solid buyer's agent that you're working with, that's got your back and is looking out for you. So here's a few reasons. I don't know if they're gonna be reasons or tips. I guess maybe tips, reasons. But here's a few topics I just want to cover of what's important in a buyer's agent, what they maybe should be doing for you, and really some of the things to look at when interviewing agents and picking one to work with. So first and foremost, you need to pick a buyer's agent that really you can be yourself with. You're going to be working with someone, hand to hand. You're going to be walking into properties together. They're going to be looking at your situation, your life, your kids, and what you need. And it's a relationship that you're in for this, short period of finding homes and making these big life decisions. So you really need to find someone that you get along with, that you can be completely brutally honest with as well. One of my favorite things I tell all my clients, anytime we're walking into a property, open that front door, pretty much say, hey, I can kind of feel it when I'm like, hey, so what do you think of the house? Do you like the kitchen, the layouts? Give me some feedback. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And then I can typically kind of stop it right there. Like, hey, this is not my house. I don't care if you hate it. I need you to tell me that you absolutely hate this house and you think it's completely ugly and it's the worst house you've ever seen. We can just be totally honest right out of the gate, know what we're looking for, know what we don't want, and just keep on looking. So you need someone that you can have that, back and forth, candid conversations with when you're out there looking for homes. And so let's look at it this way. So going down kind of the reasons why, just a good kind of overall view of why you want to have your own representation and work with a buyer's agent is, it's kind of like this. Like if you were going to go to court, you're getting sued, you're not going to ask the prosecutor of the other person to defend you as well. That's just weird. It's a conflict of interest, and it's, you really don't know whose best interest they have. It's kind of the same way when you go working with a listing agent directly. That listing agent already has a fiduciary responsibility to represent that seller and do what's in their best interest. That means getting them the highest offer, getting them the cleanest offer, getting out of any sort of repair issues and credits that might be requested. They're really trying to do what's best for the seller. So you don't want that person really working on your team as well, because you really don't know where they stand. It's totally legal in California to do dual agency, and as long as the seller, both parties agree to that, totally fine. But a lot of agents I'm sure would disagree with this, but I think really you really need your own representation. It's just crucial when going into a transaction like this to have someone that is totally on your side and looking out for you, because they might need to say hey Nick, this house is not the one for you for this reason that you can see here. I think you should get out of this one, and we keep looking. Those are honest things that you want to hear from your agent. A listing agent that's representing both sides, they're just going to try and keep it together. It's the nature of the game. So that's a good reason right there that you definitely want to have your own representation. So again, going back to looking at, working with the buyer's agent, who you hire, really vet them out. Don't just pick the first, agent that contacts you or maybe sends you some properties, unless you have some sort of exclusive agreement with that particular agent. You can interview other agents, and, if they don't have exclusive agreements with you, you can maybe choose to work with a different agent if you're not happy with what's going on. On top of that, you really want to work with an agent that is producing and selling homes. So a lot of times you'll see agents that maybe are just not doing a lot. Maybe they have 1 or 2 transactions a year, maybe not even that. They just kind of play realtor when someone reaches out to them and says, hey, I want to buy a house. And they just say, oh, great, I'm a realtor. I can show you houses and, send you listings online, or just tell you to go to Zillow, and then I'll just open the door for you. You really want to have an agent that's out there producing, selling property, because they're in the market. They know what's selling. They know what kind of offers are coming over. They know how to get offers accepted, especially in a competitive seller's market like we have right now. They just know the game. They know the game as it is right at that moment, because they're out there, they're in the trenches, they're listing properties as well as representing buyers on properties. So you really want someone that is actually producing volume, producing sales, and is active in that local market. And to me, the biggest reason you want someone who's really active in the local market and actively producing sales within their own business, it's this, because commission breath is stinky. And if you have your buyer's agent that is, maybe has only done 1 deal this year, or 1 transaction or 2, and they're hurting for money, like they need income, when they show you a house and they walk into a house, every time they walk in, they're going to pressure you, say, hey, so is this the one? Is this the one? And they're going to be working more in their own kind of self-interest, even though they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be working for you. But at the end of the day, if someone's broke and hurting for money and you are out there with them and they're showing property to you, they're going to keep seeing if they can get you into this one, get you into that one. They might want to hold a deal together, even though it's maybe not in, the best fit for you. So you want to work with someone that's actively producing and has, good solid income from their business, to where they're not desperate. You walk into a house and say, oh, this one's got this, this, and this. You guys don't like it? Cool. Let's move on. Or maybe you're in escrow already. You get that full inspection report back, and they're going through things that, like, man, there's some big issues with this property. What do you guys want to do? I think you should back out. You need an agent to tell you that you should back out of this. This is not a good deal. You're overpaying, and now you've got repair issues that are coming up in the report. Let's go look for more houses. So you really want someone that has that mentality, rather than a scarcity, desperate mentality of, oh my gosh, I need to get my next paycheck. And so to kind of wrap it all up, why you really want to have your own buyer's agent that you work with. You really want to have someone that is a knowledge broker, someone that really knows the local market, knows the numbers, what's selling, and just can really help you navigate through the process. Buying a home is most of the time the biggest, scariest transaction that most people will do in their lifetime. So you want a guide. You want someone that's really going to just hold your hand, walk you through that. Someone that's already been through this 1,000 times. They know what to do, and they just don't complicate it and make it even more stressful than it needs to be. And this goes along with, you want someone that can really explain your home inspection reports to you. When things come up, you know what you're talking about. You can say, yeah, I've experienced this, and this. This is what it is. If you want more information, we talk to the specialist that knows how to really explain that that's an issue. You just want that guide. You want someone that helps you explain when you're making an offer. Hey, don't even think about coming in under asking right now, because this is a hot seller's market with multiple offers on every house. You need to be here to even get accepted or even acknowledge that this is a solid offer to get a counter. What does it mean when you remove this contingency, that contingency, or others with your offer? What are the risks involved with the transaction when you do certain things? You want a just someone who really can just lay it out for you, explain the process, and just be that guide through the whole process for you. That's on your side, exclusively working for you. And so that's it. So just to kind of wrap it all up, you know, at the end of the day, you really want your own team. You don't want to work, you don't want to have your own thing that you're trying to do and trying to work with the other teammate's coach. That's just not how it works in sports. You want your own coach on your own team, and you're working to achieve your own goal. So I highly, highly recommend never go to the listing agent. If you find a house that you like, call up your buyer's agent, work with them exclusively to get that offer accepted, to get you a great deal, and to safeguard you from all the risks and things that you have that can be involved in a real estate transaction. So if you got more questions on this, if you need help finding a good buyer's agent in your area, I can recommend a lot of people around the nation within my brokerage, as well as in my local communities. If you want someone that's really the knowledge broker in your specific city within San Diego here, let me know. I've got a ton of great colleagues all over San Diego that are super cool, would gladly work with you. Reach out, let me know. And of course, as always, you can definitely work with me as your buyer's agent. Feel free to reach out to me as well. But for some reason, if you just don't like me, or we don't click, or whatever, let me know. I'd love to help refer you someone as well.